Hello, boys and girls. My name is Larry. Today, we are going to study this book. This is Brain Bank Science Book number 15. Can you help me read the title of this book? Let's read together. Diary of a Pumpkin. Diary of a Pumpkin. What is a diary? A diary is a journal, or diary is when you write information about your day. So we are going to write information about this pumpkin. Pumpkin in Korean is hobak. Hobak. What color is this pumpkin? Orange. Orange. Some people say orange. Orange or orange, depending on where you come from and learn English. I say orange. So this hobak is orange. Let's read about the diary of this very big pumpkin. Wow, Diary of a Pumpkin. Let's look at this picture. How many pumpkins can you count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 pumpkins. Now, there might be some underneath, but I cannot see them. Now, are all the pumpkins the same size? No. This one is very small. Very small. This one is very big. So we have small pumpkins and we have big pumpkins, or big hobaks, or small hobaks. Now, what is this? Some people might call it a cart or a wagon. I like wagon because it has wheels, and we can pull it. What color is this wagon? Blue? No. This is a red wagon. And this wagon has many pumpkins in it. Now, can you see here? Looks like some wood chips. Okay, let's look at the next page. Okay, now in a diary, we always have to put the date. So this is April 26th. Let's look at some of the pictures. Here we have pumpkin seeds, or hobak siat. Seeds in Korean is siat. Siat. Here we have a happy little girl. She has many seeds in her hands. And here we have Granddad, or 할아버지, and granddaughter. And what are they doing? They are planting the seeds. They are planting siat. Let's read. Do you have your reading glasses on? Granddad has a pumpkin plot. Pumpkin plot is an area of land. An area of land. So this area here is what we can call a pumpkin plot. Some people might say it could be a garden. Okay. The area of land for growing fruits and vegetables. This is a pumpkin plot, which means Granddad is only going to grow pumpkins in this area. Today, I helped him plant pumpkin seeds. Who is I? Who is writing this diary? The little girl. This is her diary about planting pumpkins with her granddad, her 할아버지. So she's helping. Granddad gave me some pumpkin seeds of my own. This means these seeds belong to her. They are not Granddad's seeds. They are her seeds. Her siat. Her siat. Here we have a shovel used for digging, and here we have a gardening fork. And we use that to clear the land, put the seeds in the hole right here. Okay. She says, I am planting pumpkin seeds with Granddad. It's a very exciting time for her. Have you ever planted seeds before? Okay. Let's see what happens the next day or many days later. Are you ready? Still the same day, I have my own part of the pumpkin plot. My own. This area belongs to this little girl. Granddad gave it to her and said, grow your pumpkins here. Who will grow the biggest pumpkin? Biggest pumpkin, very large, huge, maybe this big, bigger than you. Will it be Granddad or me? Who do you think will grow the biggest pumpkin, the biggest 호박? 할아버지 or the young girl? Okay, let's see what happens next. Now, May 5th. Some more days later. We have Granddad and the little girl watering the pumpkin seeds. This is called a watering can. We have the first leaves here. Oh, this is very interesting. What is this? This is called a water pump. The little girl will lift the handle up and push it down, and then water comes out. This water comes from a very deep well. A very deep well. Let's read. It is sunny in my part of the pumpkin plot. You can see the sun shining down here. What do these seeds need to grow? They need water and they need sun. They need water and sun. Granddad told me to water my pumpkin seeds every day. Every day. And that's what she is doing. Now we have the first leaves right here growing. The pumpkin seeds are growing into pumpkins. Isn't this exciting? Let's look at the next journal entry in her diary. To get a closer look, we can see, look how big this watering can is. It's almost as big as she is. That's why Granddad is helping her hold it. It's too big for her. And the water comes out and lands on the seeds. Okay, we are still May 5th, the same day. I waited and waited. Why aren't my pumpkins growing? Today, I saw some little green shoots. I showed Granddad. These are little green shoots. Shoots in Korean, sesak. Sesak. Right here. The pumpkin plant is growing. Wow. The first pumpkin shoots. This is pretty exciting. All from the little seeds. Now we have the first green shoots. We're going to finish with section 1, come back in section 2, and let's find out the growth of these pumpkins. I'll see you soon. Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back for part 2 of A Diary of a Pumpkin. If you remember, in part 1, the last date was May 5th. Now we have June 15th, more than 1 month later. Let's see how much the pumpkin has grown. Let's look at the pictures. Here we have the young girl watering her pumpkins. And we can see there's some more green plants there. Here is a picture of a green plant. And here we have a drawing. A snail on a stem with a very big green leaf. Let's read this story. Do you have your reading glasses on? My pumpkin plants are growing fast now. This means they're growing very quickly. Whoop. They're getting big very quickly. The big leaves soak up the sun. Here is a big leaf, and they soak up the sun. Soak up, the difficult word. Let me explain something differently to you. If you have a towel and you pour water on the towel, will the water fall to the ground? No. The towel soaks up the water, collects, gathers, absorbs. Soak up. So the leaves soak up the sun. They love the sun. And the stems are prickly. Prickly. Now, the opposite of prickly would be smooth. Smooth skin. Sometimes men have prickly skin here. Okay? Prickly. You can see right here, these little bumps make this stem prickly. And the snail is trying to climb up this prickly stem. Why? Why is this snail here? Maybe we can find out the answer here. The prickly stems help stop the snail from crawling up to eat the leaves. So the snail wants to eat this leaf. But the pumpkin doesn't want that. So the pumpkin plant grows prickly stems. Okay, let's see what happens next. Now, July 9th, about 1 month later. Here we can see a beautiful flower. Big flowers are growing on my pumpkin plants now. What color is this flower? Very good, yellow. What is this? This is a bee. Bees visit the flowers. Without bees, there would not be pumpkins. Okay, so you can see this beautiful flower growing from the stem. And if you look very closely, you can see the prickly stem. Here, a very tiny baby pumpkin. Okay? And this is the pumpkin life cycle. This is the changes the pumpkin goes through. Let's take a closer look. Just a minute. We picked some of the flowers. Picked. Picked has many different meanings. Picked means to choose. I pick you to be on my team. This, a little bit different. This means to harvest. So to pick plants or to pick vegetables or to pick fruit means to harvest, to gather. Granddad, or remember the Korean word for granddad? Harabarji, said that would help me get bigger pumpkins. So the little girl takes the flowers off, and maybe now the pumpkin will get bigger and bigger. Let's look at the pumpkin life cycle. The pumpkins start here. The first one as seeds or siat. Then they grow into kind of like a plant, a beautiful green plant with big leaves that soak up the sun to get even bigger. Then we have some beautiful flowers. Do you remember the color of these flowers? Red? Blue? Orange? No. What is orange? Do you remember from the very first page what was orange? Hobak, or pumpkin. The pumpkin was orange. But these flowers are yellow. And then this gets bigger and bigger. Is this a big pumpkin yet? What color is that pumpkin? This one. This is a green pumpkin. And finally, it turns into an orange pumpkin or a ripe pumpkin. Let's see if we're correct. Pumpkin seeds, pumpkin plant, flower on a pumpkin, very good. A growing pumpkin, it's green, and finally a ripe pumpkin. Now this pumpkin means, ripe means it's able to be eaten. If you want, you can eat that pumpkin. If you try to eat this pumpkin, it will not taste good. So you always want to eat ripe vegetables and ripe fruit. Ripe means mature or ready to be eaten. Granddad drew this diagram, it shows the stages of a pumpkin's growth. So this is a diagram. It shows you the stages or the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this diagram, there are 5 stages of the pumpkin's growth. Let's look at the next page. Now we have July 14th, a couple of days later. It is hot weather now. The sun is there. My pumpkin flowers have turned into green pumpkins right here. Lots of sun and lots of water. What is this called? A watering can. Is this a ripe pumpkin? No. Do you remember what color a ripe pumpkin is from our diagram? Very good. In our diagram, a ripe pumpkin is orange, not green. This is a growing pumpkin. I water my plants every day. The water helps the pumpkins grow bigger. Is this a big pumpkin? How about this? Is this a big pumpkin? Can you imagine having a pumpkin this big? Bigger than you? It could be possible. Let's find out. On this day, it is August 4th, the next month. And it looks like in August, it is very sunny. In the month of August, how is the weather where you live? Is it sunny? Is it rainy? Is it snowy? Is it cloudy? Is it hot? Is it warm? Is it cold? Here, I think it is sunny and hot. What is the little girl going to do? I am going on vacation today. Granddad is going to take care of my pumpkins. The little girl is leaving. Where is she going? We don't know. She is going on a trip someplace, which means she cannot take care of her pumpkins. What does she need to do? She needs to water her pumpkins. So she asked Granddad to do it. If a pumpkin has no water, what happens? The pumpkins will die. She even wrote a little note here for Granddad. Let's see what it says. Note to Granddad. Please remember to water the plants in the morning and at night. So, how many times does Granddad have to water the pumpkin plants? Just once? 2 times? 3 times? 4, 5, 6? Granddad has to water the pumpkin seeds or the pumpkin plant 2 times. In the morning and at night. And then the pumpkins will continue to grow. And hopefully there is plenty of sunlight. Remember, the pumpkins need sun and water. We finished studying part 2. I'll see you again very soon for part 3. Goodbye. Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back for part 3 of Diary of a Pumpkin. If we look at this date, September 30th, we are now 5 months later. 5 months later, we planted the seeds, the 씨앗s, in April, the end of April. She looks very happy, doesn't she? Why? Because her pumpkin is fully grown. Let's read this diary. My pumpkins are huge now. Huge. Very big. Bigger than me? Not yet, but very big. That is what huge means. They are ready to pick. Do you remember pick means here means to harvest. It means to take the vegetables or take the fruit from the trees or the plants or the ground. So they're ready to harvest. They're ready to pick. And if I want, I can eat. Granddad got a measuring tape. We measured my pumpkins. Remember, Granddad and the little girl want to see who has the biggest pumpkin. Who do you think? Granddad or the little girl? Okay, let's look and find out. We measured Granddad's pumpkins too. Who will have the biggest pumpkin? Now, they're going to measure around the pumpkin. They're going to see whose is bigger and maybe how much they weigh, the weight. You can see all the pumpkins back there, many of them. Here is the green plant. There's the leaves, the stem, and now the big pumpkin. Wow. Let's look at the next page. October 1st. I won! She is the winner. She has the biggest pumpkin. Let's find out how big her pumpkin is. My biggest pumpkin. That means she has many. She grew many pumpkins. But the biggest one was 23 inches around. Around here, right here. 23 inches around, which is about 57 centimeters. About 57 centimeters. And it weighed 18 pounds. That's about 8 kilograms. That's a pretty big pumpkin. 50 centimeters around and 8 kilograms. Wow, she got first. So Granddad's pumpkin will be smaller. Let's find out how big Granddad's pumpkin is. Granddad's biggest pumpkin was 20 inches around. 20 inches is about 50 centimeters. About 50. Very close to the little girls. Very close. And it weighed 16 pounds, which is about 7 kilograms. So Grandpa got second place. But the two pumpkins were very close. Very similar. What are you going to do with all those pumpkins? Mom asked. Just wait and see, we said. What can you do with these pumpkins? I gave you one clue. You can eat them. Do you think she is going to eat these pumpkins? Maybe something very different. And if you can look, you see all these leaves on the ground. Do you know what season this is? Does it look like winter? No. Does it look like summer? No. This season has two names, fall or autumn. Let's see, M and N. Okay, this is autumn or fall. Let's find out what Granddad and the little girl are going to do with their pumpkins. Wow! They didn't eat the pumpkins at all. This is what Granddad and I did with those pumpkins. What did they do? Do you know a special word to say what they did with these pumpkins? I know one. I'll give you the little secret. C-A-R-V-E-D. Carved. Granddad and the little girl carved the pumpkins. What did they make? They made faces. What kind of face is this? This one looks like a silly face. Can you make a silly face? Go ahead, try. This one, this is a scary face or a surprise face? Maybe this pumpkin is frightened. And this one here, this pumpkin looks sad? No. This is a happy pumpkin. Can you look happy? Very good. Why did Granddad and the little girl carve the pumpkins? I think I know why. Let's find out. Wow! They made jack-o'-lanterns. Can you say jack-o'-lantern? Jack-o'-lantern. I'll spell it for you. J-A-C-K, Jack, like the name, O, and then lantern. Jack-o'-lantern. Very good. Now you can see this here and this one. These are called lanterns. A lantern is a kind of light. Now, these jack-o'-lanterns have light, but they're made in a pumpkin. Do you know when we use and make jack-o'-lanterns? It's a special holiday called Halloween. H-A-L-L-O-W-E-E-N. Halloween. Now they use these to kind of frighten off any ghosts that may be around your home. Have you ever made a jack-o'-lantern? They're very fun. So maybe this year you can make a jack-o'-lantern with your mom and dad. We've finished the story of a diary of a pumpkin. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next book. Goodbye.